Now at 4:30, dozens of business owners are scrambling today after they received a notice from the Fontana indoor swap meet that it will shut down next month. NBC4's Christian Casa is live in Fontana. Christian, do we know what led up to this decision?
Well, Michael, today we spoke to several vendors who tell us they were told the closure is because the owner of the Fontana indoor swap meet sold the property after it's been operating for more than 3 decades. I'll take a look here behind me. This is what we're talking about here. Now, several vendors that we spoke to today say traffic has been a little bit slower ever since this announcement was made about 24 hours ago. And now more than 5 dozen shop owners inside are scrambling to pack up and move out.
Upset, frustrated. I couldn't get to sleep. I couldn't eat.
We met Heidi Kim outside the Fontana indoor swap meet on Thursday after she says her retail shop and many other vendors inside are being pushed out after hearing the property had been sold.
We were really shocked because we prepared for Christmas, items, a lot of items. Some gold store, they bought like a $60,000 worth gold. So I don't know what to do.
It says an urgent notice to all vendors and owners.
Kim and dozens of vendors.
Fontana swap meet is closing January 19th. If you're from LA, you know where Fontana is. Inland Empire. It's been around for many, many years. That's, I believe, 20 to 30 years it's been around. It's closing because the owner sold. Here's my theory about this. The owner sold it. He's losing a lot of money because during COVID, these people weren't paying their bills. See what I'm saying? When COVID happened, a lot of companies got hit hard during COVID because you had people that own these vendors and stuff. People weren't walking in, so they didn't pay the rent. How long did that last? How long did they take advantage of that? See what I'm saying? My second theory is this. With the rise of illegal immigrants basically being taken in custody with ICE, we have some in California as well. A lot of people just ain't shopping there no more because they know that could be a target for ICE to go to get people get picked up. Also, too, a lot of fakes. There's a lot of fakes in the swap meet. Fake jewelry, fake shoes, fake clothes, all of that. So if you think about it, this swap meet has probably faced a lot of pressure on all angles because these people here are doing a lot of things the wrong way. Do I say that the people there are bad people? No. But would I say that they hustling in there? For sure. We know a bunch of swap meets, Compton swap meet, the Lamo swap meet in Long Beach, Fontana swap meet. I believe Crenshaw swap meet might be closing as well because of these same reasons. Another thing you have to look at too is this is a large property. So whoever they bought it to or sold it to probably is going to knock it down and build housing. We are basically in a housing crisis in California. It's 2 parts to that. We have high rents, but also, too, we don't have enough. So that's the reason why the rents are so high, because there's no competition. So I believe whoever bought that is going to knock that down and build a lot of housing in Fontana, because that's a pretty big property. But did they do it the right way? Some people are saying they won't get their deposit back. But should you get your deposit back if you didn't pay months, maybe years of no booth rent or vendor rent because of you used COVID? What you have to understand, if you're living in California like myself, a lot of people took advantage of COVID. A lot of people were like, oh, I can't pay COVID. Even when COVID was over, they were still saying COVID. So a lot of these owners were just like, all right, cool, put it on the back end, but a lot of people don't pay. So I feel that COVID may have created a lot of businesses, but it also killed a lot of businesses because the people were using that for their gain. It happens in the rental market. Why do you think rentals are so high in California? It's because of COVID. So many people, if you weren't on Section 8, so many of these people who weren't on Section 8 ended up telling their landlord, I can't pay, and they stopped paying because they were protected in California. So there's a lot of laws in California. That's the reason why it's really difficult to have a business, to have property. But there's a lot of laws that protect these small businesses, that protect these people, in these housing. And that's what makes it hard for people to make money in California. That's the reason why a lot of companies are leaving California. So it sucks, but it's business. When we always talk about in the Go Getter group is business is business. There's no time for emotion. Look, if I own this business, I'm not making money, or you guys are doing these things to make me lose money. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to take the hit? Nah, I'm a sell. And I believe that's what this owner did. He sold it. And the people that came in there said, okay, everybody got to go. It is also easier to get, close business down than, say, kicking somebody out of a unit. So that's the reason why they were like, we're going to close this down, build something up, knock this down. But I believe that they would knock it down. I also believe, too, the owner before probably got hit with a lot of problems and was losing a lot of money keeping this swap meet open.
Say they got this notice on Wednesday, which states January 19th as the final business day. John owns this photography studio and had no words on how or where he will continue to do business. So what's going to happen? I mean, after the 19th, where are you going to go?
There's no idea. Everybody has no idea.
On social media, the Fontana indoor swap meet announced next month's closure without giving any reason for the decision, which had longtime customers filled with mixed emotions.
It's kind of sad to see, a community, closing up that we were all so fond of, you know what I'm saying?
But I bought the medalla from one of the stores here.
Esto por la Navidad, se venden las casitas, las Virgen de Guadalupe, ahora para el 12 de diciembre.
Tonight, these vendors say they are hoping to get more answers about what happens next after years of hard work and becoming embedded in this Inland Empire community are gone.
If the owner wants to sell it, it's okay. It's their choice. But why didn't they let us know before Christmas season?
And back out here live now, we did reach out to the owner of the swap meet, but they declined to talk to us. Now, many of the vendors say they are in their late 60s and 70s, and moving their business at this age, they say, is a challenge on its own. But guys, after January 19th, the notice states that vendors will have until the end of the month to move out. And again, guys, this is happening right in the middle of the holiday season. We're live in Fontana. Christian Casa.
Yeah, it sucks when it's happening. But at least they gave them notice. They didn't just close the doors. But I really feel like we got this ramping up of, illegal immigrants. I believe they got a lot of pressure to close this because we know a lot of people go there. We know a lot of people open up a business there. They don't really ask for business licenses. They just want that booth rent. It's a system in the swap meets. If it's not really heavily regulated. And I believe they got a lot of pressure. That's the reason why they sold. And I think the new owners was like, nah, we're not dealing with that. We're going to build something else. But yeah, it's just business. You got to take the emotions out and got to think about it as the owner and say, I got to do what's best for me. He sold it and the new owners came in and said, get everybody out. That's the thing about business. But as a person that's in business, as a person that owns property in California, it's incredibly difficult to be successful because I believe these people have too many options to where they could be protected for not paying. I can't stay that. I can't stand it. Like, COVID ruined a lot of businesses and it ruined a lot of people that own real estate property that didn't have Section 8 because they didn't have those protections. So this is what happens, man, when you're in business. You got to do what's best for you. Of course, you're going to affect a lot of people, but at the end of the day, you got to take care of yourself. That's what capitalism is. You got to make sure you good, and then the new people come in, they got to do what's best for them for the money that they invested. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. As always, we're going to keep this thing rocking. Daily show coming soon. Appreciate y'all.